Now that we have Xamp successfully installed and the Joomla installation ready to go, we need to work on creating ourselves a database. So in order to do that, it's fairly simple. We need to simply go to our local host. And once we're in our local host, if you look on the top right corner of your main menu, you'll see a PHP My Admin tab. You simply click on that button and it'll take us to the PHP My Admin section. I know that this section itself could look pretty intimidating for a newcomer, so I'm going to spend as limited time as I can in this backend and only show you the bare essentials itself, and try not to get too carried away with all the different things that you can do. So the first thing you'll notice is on the left hand side here we have databases that come as a default with Xamp's installation itself. What we want to do right now is we want to create a new database. So we're going to click on databases and we're going to name it website DB, and we're going to create it. Okay, now you'll notice on the left hand side here the website DB database is showing. You can also see that you're in the database because it shows it right on top here next to the server. Okay, if you by mistake click somewhere you're not supposed to and things move around and you get a bit scared, don't worry about it. All you need to do is navigate yourself to the left hand panel here, close whatever shouldn't be open, and make sure you select the database itself. Okay, now that the database has been created, that's all you need to do right now. Okay, we're going to use the MySQL database, which comes with the standard username but no password. Okay, this is only because we're doing a offline training session per se, and we're not using an actual web host. If you're doing this live online, you would want to create a specific database username and password and give access to permissions and all that, but again, this is for the absolute beginners, so I'm not going to go into that right now. We're just going to go ahead and continue with our Joomla installation. So we have the option of giving our website its name, so we're just going to go and call it my website, and we're going to give it a description, and let's just keep it basic, my first website. Okay, this description is used as metadata for your website, so it's important that you put this in at the beginning, but if you missed it, don't worry, you can always change it in the back end at a later stage. Secondly, we need to add our email address. I'm going to just add the standard email address that I would, admin@mywebsite.com, and now we get to choose our username. Okay, when I'm creating these videos I normally stick with the same sort of settings, so the administrator username I would use as admin, and the password itself is admin007, and I'm going to go ahead and confirm it. Again, this is purely for practice reasons. If you were doing this live with an actual web hosting company, you'd want your password as well as your username to be a lot more intense. You'd want to have @ and uppercases and numbers and like 13-14 character passwords. Alright, that's very important to remember. So once we set that up, you can also change your language. If English is not your default home language, you can change that, and Joomla will readjust everything in the rightly translated text. Okay, so let's click next, and here we set up our database. So you need to make sure that our database connection is MySQLi, has to be that. Our host name is of course localhost. Okay, and this is all wrong. This is, remembered some old details. What you need to do for your MySQL database is you need to insert the username, which is root, and the username root does not come with a password. Okay, so you can leave the password blank, and now we need to connect it to the database we created, which is website DB. Table prefix will randomize, you can leave that as it is, and you choose next. And there you have it, it's successfully connected to the database itself. If you scroll down here, there's a bit of information that you can sort of see. Your main configuration, your details are there, your database configuration info is there, and then just like a pre-install check and all that, you know. So this is all gonna probably look exactly like mine, which is fine. That means you've got the right version of MySQL installed, PHP and all that, which you would if you're using the Xamp that I've used. So you will have no issues there. And then right here we have our finalization process. Okay, so now this is quite interesting, and this is something I'll probably cover a bit more in the bonus section of this video series, where we can choose to have a fresh install, a complete native installation, or we can choose to install Joomla with some default dummy content, whereas you can just edit from there. Okay, but I'm not going to get involved with this right now. Again, I've showed you how to make multiple websites, so you can just create 5 quick extractions and install Joomla with every single one of these, and you can just have a look at it. Just make sure you create a new database for every one of these websites, and you can install them and you can just see what it looks like. Okay, so let's just go on now with installation, finalize the install. And as you can see, the progress bar is running now and it's starting to do the install. It's currently it's currently backing up the old database tables. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and wait for this installation to complete. I'm going to pause the video. If I encounter any problems, I will be sure to resume it and walk you through it. Okay, we are back, and as you can see, we're still having a problem installing Joomla. It's just hanging here, so we need to make a couple of changes. This is a common thing that does happen in the installation. Most of you might just have done the installation clean without any problems. For those of you that are having an issue with this, I'm going to show you how to fix it. I know as a newcomer it might be a bit daunting, especially if you're starting a new project and it starts out like this, but that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help and teach you, and don't be disheartened by this sort of problem. I'm going to show you how to fix it. It's fairly simple with a bit of guidance. So all you need to do is you need to go to your Xamp folder, right, on your C drive. You need to go to your HT docs, go to the website that you're working with, and you need to find the installation folder, SQL, and then the MySQL folder. Once you're here, you will see there's a Joomla.sql file type, and this is what we need to basically edit. Now what I do to edit my stuff is I use Sublime Text. I use it for my programming, but there's also a program called Notepad++. I have it on my desktop. I've already installed it, and here's the link to the website right over here, and here's a quick screenshot of how the program looks and how you can use it. It's also very user friendly and quite popular for beginners and scripters to use. Okay, so in order to just gain access to that, I'm going to right click on it on the actual .sql, and I'm going to go edit with Notepad++, and I'm going to open up the window, and here we have all the information that's in this specific file. Now what we want to do is we want to basically do a find option. Okay, so we're going to go Control F, okay, and we're going to replace it. Okay, we're going to replace a certain part of this script. We want to find the ino.db. I have it here. I'm just going to simply copy and paste it, and we're going to replace it with the following text. Okay, so we're just going to go find what, replace with, we're going to replace all, and it's all been replaced. 66 occurrences of it. I'm going to close it. Okay, and in fact if you are watching closely, you'll notice that the ino.db was actually right here, engine equal ino.db. It's completely changed to the new one. So with that being done, we're going to save it. Okay, we're going to close it, and we're going to go back to our Joomla installation, and we're going to refresh our page. we're going to go through the process again real quick. I'm going to put in our password, the one I used, admin 007. I'm sure you remember everything would still remain in this section pre-filled in. If not, remember it's exactly as my screen. Local host name is localhost. We've got our root, password is blank, and we have our database name that we created. We go next. I'm going to leave the sample data off. I'm going to just install the default data. I'm going to go ahead and click install, and I'm going to wait again for the process to complete. The installation has begun, so I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to return once the install is finished, and if there's any errors, again we'll go through it together. Wow, so as I actually paused the video, the installation completed. That's how fast it should be, and that's how you do it. Okay, so just remember guys, this is the fix for that problem that you might have. If you know anyone having an issue installing Joomla, be sure to show them this video series, or at least this video, because this is the fix for that issue. If you for some reason are having any other different type of problem, do not hesitate to let me know. I'll be happy to help where I can. Okay, so once the installation is completed, you're going to get a nice congratulations message here, and it's basically going to say, in order to begin now, we need to, or to continue, you need to remove the Joomla installation process. And you can do that simply by going to the website and just deleting the install file here, or you can just use the web-based application and go remove installation file. Once that's done, we can either access the site from the front end or the back end. Let's have a look at the front end of the site, see how it looks. And there you have it, my website. You finally have your site installed, running on your computer. You can follow these steps and you can have multiple sites up and running, and from here the fun and games begin. In the next video I'm going to show you how to log into your administrative details, and I'm also going to show you how to do just a couple of quick settings and just walk you around the back end. It's going to be real brief, but it's going to be really helpful, and with the information you get from that, you should have more than enough needed to actually get started and working with the back end of Joomla and exploring from there. I'll see you guys soon.